Not only were people throwing punches, they were throwing rocks, breaking things. You can see behind me. Guests at Adventureland Inn were pulled out of their rooms and told to wait out here in the grass as police searched the inn and the Spectators Bar and Grill for a man with a gun. They began flipping on switches, turning stuff on, and smoke began filling the entire building. And if you're under the age of 12, you must be wearing the life jacket if you're on the water. So Brooke, if you see green bags over meters on bridges like this, you can park here for free for 24 hours. We haven't seen something like this in a while, Sonia, people out on the patio enjoying a meal. We're at 63rd and Grand, the dividing line between the Des Moines Public School District and the West Des Moines Public School District. So students on this side of the line can play sports this year. Students on this side cannot. There are only about 100 albino alligators in the world, and you can see one right here at the State Fair. I mean, look where we're standing. This is the very front of the obstacle course. You've got the audience over here, the course over here, and some competitors that I talked to who have come back year after year say this is one of the toughest courses they have ever seen. Okay, we're gonna try the infamous warped wall. It's 14.5 feet. This is 18 feet. Not gonna do that one. Oh no. Fun this morning. Some of the best athletes in the world are going to be here. Canada has already set up shop right there at the bleachers. We're ready to go. This West Des Moines company has taken Bring Your Child to Work Day to a whole new meaning.
I personally really like it because I like home still being able to be home and school still be able to be school, like for a mentality thing, because I don't think I'd be able to handle like being in my house 24/7.
It might not look like a typical classroom, but Madeline Straker-C is doing her junior year of high school in her mom's office building.
My mom has a history degree and a literacy something, so I'll be like, Mom, U.S. history, please help. Or like I'll go, Carson's in my grade.
Carson Hurley's mom also works at Tellum, an environmental service company, and he says doing school at the office means fewer distractions.
Because at home I got all my video games and everything like that. Like I can pretty much just space off to whatever.
Tellum owner and president, Jared Burma,
now we are in an alternative school. Absolutely, yeah.
Says this alternative school is helping his employees be more productive.
Now they're not chasing kids around, dropping them off at schools. I know the kids are ready to get back to school, but from an employer standpoint, it's been actually really great. It also keeps the anxiety, the stress of going to work down a little bit.
Especially for parents who don't have options for childcare.
So if I had to do school at home, it wouldn't be good because there's no one there. So I'd have to call my mom just for help, and it would make her kind of frustrated. So it's better to come here because there's more people. And also there's dogs here, which makes me happy.
So, besides the dogs, the company tries to make it feel like a regular school day, and everyone takes a break for lunch.
Lunch is awesome.
Sometimes we'll like order food as an office.
Thursday, they had a pizza party.
Or sometimes we'll like bring it from home, just like you normally would.
It keeps it a little more fun, relaxing. We just had circus going on outside.
And by circus, he means gym class.
You have to get a fitness app and record at least 90 minutes of exercise. And what I do, since I started unicycling, I just go out and I ride my unicycle for 90 minutes.
Madeline gets points by practicing color guard. And even though these students miss the social aspects of school,
It's like seeing my friends and like teachers every day.
they're thankful this workspace is also a safe space.
My grandma has dementia, and so she's forgets to take her medicine sometimes. And so I just go there every day and I make sure she takes the medicine. They're at risk, and I feel really bad if they were to get something just because I went to school when I had the option to go online too.
So this company says they'll continue to do this type of alternative schooling for as long as the students need the space to work. There's no doubt that COVID-19 has caused both local music venues and local musicians to hit a low note. It's forced both to get creative in order to keep the money rolling in.
Music venues look very different these days.
We're still not out of the woods. No, nobody really is.
Vaudeville Muse looks like it's frozen in a time before COVID-19. Band posters still up advertising shows in March of 2020. It's still closed today. While Woolies is open again, they have replaced their band posters with advertisements for voting. The co-owner of Lefty's Live Music says even though they too are open again, there aren't any bands touring to help bring in customers.
So that took 70% off the table of what we do. There's a lot of local music, but you can only go through so much.
But even some local musicians don't want to perform live.
I just can't imagine somebody coming to a show and getting sick or, giving it to their parents or something like that. My type of performance is the most unsocial distance thing there is.
Des Moines band Gloom Balloon says its shows are like a
sad psychedelic dance party. I'm hardly ever on the stage. I'm always in the audience singing in people's faces and dancing with them, and there's balloons flying everywhere and stuff like that.
Gloom Balloon dropped a new album on Friday. Sioux City band Saul has a new album out in October. Both bands say on any other year, they'd be gearing up for a tour right now.
Half the job of supporting an album is being on tour and getting it out there and playing it live.
So, in order to pay the bills, bands have been getting creative.
We were lucky enough to, have the couple shows we did just to keep afloat, and the couple live streams.
Live streams, the concerts of the future.
I think that'll be around for years to come.
I got a feeling that this year is gonna be the best yet.
Gloom Balloon even made a visual album.
And it's going to be more like a film instead of just like a concert. And so anybody who pre-ordered our record, they're going to get access to a live streaming party, and then they will get access to that 1 hour film.
But these virtual options of live music don't really help out local music venues.
We're creating a new business model daily, and we're starting over. We've been here for 5.5 years, and we are redoing our business model, saying, how do we survive? And then how can we go back to being the business we were for 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, music venues have had to get creative too. Lefty's Live Music even leased part of their building to a retail business just to try to bring in more money. The people of Bondurant had little to no warning before the tornado tore through this section of 2nd Avenue, including the Mannings, whose house is right behind me. They had a 3-month-old baby asleep near a window. To their surprise, she slept the entire time.
Literally, she slept through the whole thing. And she is one of my light sleepers, so for her to sleep through that, the ruckus, the pressure was beyond us. She was in this pack and play, rock and play, this close to the window. This window was not broken.
Now a year later, Holly Manning says her daughter Brianna will never remember that day.
You were the littlest person that survived, weren't you?
But it's a day her husband Shane will never forget.
My husband still to this point doesn't really want to, he brings it up, but not a huge amount. It's kind of a void.
Shane was home when the tornado hit.
He had actually just ran downstairs for something, came up and heard it, and going down the hallway, a door hit him in the leg. If he'd have been any sooner, it probably would have hit him in the head.
Holly was running an errand in Ankeny when she saw the tornado. She even got a picture of it.
I had literally, with my 8-year-old, 7 at the time, had said, "Had you ever seen a tornado?" And she said no. And we looked over directly east, and there was the tornado. And less than 20 minutes, I had got a phone call that our house had been hit. Even coming down the street, I could see my neighbor's house with no roof. And all I could think of is, oh my gosh, that's that house. How does my house look? You could see the exterior, it didn't look that bad until you came in, and then it was like, holy cow, there is more damage than we really brought out to be. We actually had a piece of glass that went through my oldest daughter's door.
And the Manning house wasn't alone. Almost every house on that street was damaged. But now,
to see it now a year later, you would never guess. You would never guess that there was a tornado that had came through a year ago.
And to celebrate that progress, there is a community event tonight from 5:30 to 7 at the City Park here in Bondurant. They'll have food, live music, games, all to celebrate and honor those first responders that were here that morning, as well as the community that helped out throughout the rest of the week and continuing throughout the year.